Hello aviators, I welcome you on board flight of Captain Vijay in the series of flights to study air regulations for DGCS, CPL and ATPL examination. Today we will fly through part 2 of first topic treaties and conventions. In part 1 we had covered major treaties and conventions. In part 2 we would cover certain definitions, information and terms which are good for knowledge as well as for examination. So fasten your seatbelts as we are ready for takeoff. The first term which we are going to discuss is cabotage. Cabotage is defined as the transport of goods or passengers between 2 points in the same country. It allows a state the right to restrict internal domestic air transport to airline and operators registered in that state. So this protects the commercial interest of airline companies registered in a country. So what it literally means is that a foreign airline will not be allowed to operate on domestic routes of any country, so that airlines of your own country can do business. The authority of the commander. Here, by commander, we mean the captain of the aircraft. The aircraft commander may order or authorize crew members and may request and authorize but not order the assistance of passengers to restrain any person required to be restrained to ensure safety of passengers, crew and aircraft. So if a passenger gets so violent or attempts to commit an act which endangers the safety of a flight, the captain can order arrest of that passenger on board by handcuffing the passenger by cabin crew. Other physically fit passengers, who are called able-bodied passengers, can be requested to assist in restraining. Facilitation. In order to maintain national customs and excise regulations, international flights are required to make the first point of landing at an international airport which provides custom, health and immigration facilities. So what it means is that an international flight can only depart or land at international airport where custom and immigration facilities are available. Standard and recommended practices, short name SHARP. Standards and procedures are recommended by ICAO in various annexures. A standard is any specification which is necessary for safety, and a recommended practice is any specification which is desirable in the interest of safety. And each country is required to notify ICAO of any difference between their national regulation and international standards. PANS. PANS stands for Procedure for Air Navigation Services. When the content of SARPs are technical in nature, PANS are published by ICAO. PANS are of two types, PANS OPS or PANS ATM. PANS OPS means Procedure for Air Navigation Service, Aircraft Operations, and PANS ATM is Procedure for Aircraft Navigation, Air Traffic Management. Right to prosecute offenders. Where an offense is committed in an aeroplane contrary to the international law, the state on whose airspace the offense occurs has the right to try and punish the offender. If the offense occurs over the high seas, the state of registration of the aircraft has the right to prosecute the offender. Let us understand this with the help of an example. If there was a hijacker on board a British Airways plane who was flying over Indian airspace, since it was Indian airspace, India has right to arrest and prosecute the hijacker. But if this incident occurs over high seas, which does not belong to any specific country, the UK would have right to arrest and prosecute the offender since British Airways is registered in UK. Search and rescue. Every country who is signatory to ICAO has to take responsibility and provide procedures and facilities for search and rescue within the territory of that state. If any airline from any country while flying over India meets with an accident, then India has to provide search and rescue facility. Exemption from custom duty and excise. Taxes are exempted on fuel, lubricants and other technical spare parts meant for use during flight in every country which is signatory to ICAO. So if Indian Airlines aeroplane is refueling at some airport in America, there will not be any additional taxes like custom or import duty. Documentation and certificates. Certificate of airworthiness, flight crew licenses, load sheets, and maintenance documents are always to be carried on board an aircraft. The International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO. ICAO was established in 1947. Chicago Convention of 1944 led the foundation of ICAO. This is the civil aviation regulatory agency of the United Nations. The headquarters of ICAO is in Montreal, Canada, and it provides the machinery to achieve standardization and agreement between contracting states on all technical, economic, and legal aspects of international civil aviation. The ICAO has two main components. First is Council and the second is Assembly. The Council of ICAO is a permanent governing body responsible to the Assembly. It is composed of 33 contracting states elected by the Assembly for a 3-year term. The Assembly. Assembly meets at least once every 3 years and Assembly is convened by the Council. ICAO maintains 7 regional offices across the globe and they are located at Bangkok, Cairo, Dakar, Lima, Mexico City, Nairobi, and Paris. With this, we have arrived at our destination. Hope this video has helped you in understanding important terms and definitions related to various treaties and conventions in the history of civil aviation. Subscribe the channel for more such informative videos in aviation. Do not forget to comment below about how did you like the video or if you want me to cover a specific topic. Hope to see you on board again for the next flight. Until then, happy landings.